go through times where you think, I wish I could go back. I wish I could go back to when I was 17, 18, 19 or 20 years old and I would have done things different. I would have done this different or that different. Well, I'm going to share with you guys today what I would have done differently at the age of 20 and my advice to you. And so you guys are aware of everything that I've learned until today. I'm 29, coming up to 30. I know, but I'm going to share with you what I would do different and where I would focus on. So trust me, this one's going to be a good one. So I wanted to get this sort of cinematic experience for you guys so I can tell you that at the age of 20, I have to be honest, I wasn't the sort of person that wanted a lot of money. I wasn't the sort of person that actually wanted to have extreme amounts of wealth. What changed? Well, I have to be honest. There were people in my life, there were people around me that sort of wanted money and wealth and so on and so forth. And maybe my mission for wealth and so on and so forth was probably not with the right mindset. I have to be honest, I'm going to be very sincere. It wasn't with the right mindset. But now I would like to think, or I would like to hope, and we can only hope, that we try and I try to do what I do only so I can give back to the Muslims. I would say at the age of 20, it was very important to understand and learn exactly what my trade was going to be. Understand and learn everything that I can. Because when you're around that age, you get taught maths, you get taught English, you go to university, you get, your degree and everything like that. But actually, you're not taught a lot of things that are very valuable in the real life. Sales, marketing, social media, taxes, business, economics. The reality of it is much deeper than maths, English, science, and these things are important. I'm not putting them down, but I would have liked to learn about things that in the real life matter a lot. I think I would definitely suggest to anyone, focus on these things, really understand them, and then I would tell myself to block out the noise that everyone is offering. And unfortunately, a lot of people have opinions. A lot of people, your friends, your family, your teachers, a lot of them guys have opinions. And the truth is, not many people's opinion matters. Let me give you some advice. The truth and reality of it is, most of the people around you are not in the situation that you want to be in. And if they're not in the situation that you want to be in, does it really make sense to take advice of them? No, not really. Is your teacher in the situation that you want to be in? A lot of the times, no. Let's say you want to become a very wealthy business person. For example, are they going to offer you the advice that you need to get you there? Probably not. Because they're not in that. So how can they know how to get there when they haven't been there themselves? And your parents, and of course you might be watching this and your father is Alan Sugar. Well, fair enough. You should take his advice. But generically speaking, our parents might not be in the situation we want to be in. Does it really make sense to take their advice or understand where they're coming from when it comes to the dunya? Probably not. So I would say that you have to be respectful, but understand that actually someone else might be able to give you better advice. Actually, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Rich Dad, I can't remember which way it was around, mentions this. Because his dad, Roberts, good old Robert, his dad was actually the poor dad. He would give advice based on what he thought was good. But Rich Dad, being the one who his friend's dad, was the one who was wealthy, had a business and so on and so forth. So he sought advice and learned from Rich Dad. And that's why he got to where he is, because he went to the right person. He got his knowledge from the right person. And that's what I would say. I would advise myself at the young age, the tender age of 18, 19 or 20 years old, go to people who really know where you want to get into. If you want to be like someone, then ask them for the advice. Become their mentee. Learn from them. Understand what they have to offer. Now, not only is it important to take advice of the right sort of people, it's also pivotal you think big enough. A lot of us don't. A lot of us think that we're going to work a job, 20,000 to 30,000 to 40 to 50 to 60, and we're going to be super happy when we make the 60, 70,000 pound a year. And I assure you, ask people who are on 60, 70,000 pound a year, a lot of them will say you're not going to be financially free. A lot of them will say you're not completely away from the rat race. In fact, you're not even partly away from the rat race. So think big. Tell yourself you can achieve anything. I think that's very important and something that the system unfortunately limits our mindset. The system does limit our mindset because most people do not think that they can make £100,000 a year. When I tell someone you can make £100,000 a year, a lot of them will say, oh, you're crazy. That's so much money. How? Etc. but you're capable of it. If at the age of 18 or 19 you were told that it is unacceptable for you to make less than £100,000 a year by the age of 28, 29, that would become the norm, and therefore you would have to make more than £100,000 a year by the age of 28, 29. So I think actually targeting yourself the right amount, or targeting yourself in an appropriate way, is so very important. And you guys already know this channel is not just about making money, it's also being good to your parents and being a good Muslim, and we look out for each other, you know what I mean? And so if I could advise anyone at the age of 18, 19 or 20, I would definitely say be good to your parents. No doubt, if you be good to your parents and you give money in charity and you be on deen and you practice your religion, I assure you one thing I assure you for sure. During that age, I used to think that money will give me happiness. Actually, a lot of money will make me, I'll be over the moon, I'll be happy, I'll be able to buy things. That's going to make me super happy. I'll tell you one thing for sure. Money itself does not make you happy. If you do not have deen, if you do not have that sakina, if you are not praying to Allah, if you're not fulfilling the main duty of why we are here, you're never going to be happy. I promise you. You can have millions and billions of pounds, but actually if your heart's not in the right place and your heart isn't softened and if your heart isn't clean, you're going to find it extremely happy to find that peace and patience. Which is why you see a lot of millionaires and billionaires, they're fighting suicide and mental thoughts and depression, because they aren't doing the fulfillment of what they should be, which is worshipping the one who created us. And so my advice, no doubt, is be good to your parents. More importantly, be someone on deen, worship Allah, be good in your money, give in charity, always keep your money halal, because if your money is not halal, it's affecting your family, they're eating food off your family's money, it's just a craziness. So make sure, give money in charity, that increases wealth. Increases wealth. Giving money in charity increases wealth. And we know this from our religion. I would always say these things are crucial and very pivotal to any Muslim. This channel is not just about being a good Muslim and, being a good business person. And in business, remember, you should always try to push yourself the highest. Try and use your faith as a way of, I'm going to use my faith to become a better business person. Now, you might ask me how. How do you use faith to be a better business person? And that's simple. You see, every single business person will go through objections, obstacles, issues. They will have, no matter what business person they are gonna have problems. Guess what? The problems are made so much easier because we as Muslims, we know that there's good in everything. It's so much easier to deal with your problems if you know that whatever is happening happens because Allah allowed it to. It's Allah's plan, and who's the best of planners? Allah. So understand, you will become a good business person, and no doubt it's helped me become an amazing, alright business person by knowing and understanding that what is decreed by Allah, and if it has come to me because Allah allowed it to, and it is good for me. Alhamdulillah. You go with that mindset, you deal with every obstacle, every issue. And by dealing with every obstacle and issue, you keep persisting. And persistence is a key skill that every single person who wants to progress in success and wealth and money and business will always say to you. Persistence and consistency will no doubt help you get to where you want to get to. So I hope that this video benefited you guys. I hope, inshallah, you can take some good value or benefit from this. Make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe and like this video. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.